Hey everyone, Seth Campbell here. Welcome back to Segway Plays The Legend of Zelda the Wind Waker. In the last episode that I actually split up into 2 episodes, we did a bunch of little side quests here on Windfall Island, including participating in the auction and stopping the young girl Milla from becoming a thief. In this episode, we're going to wrap up a few more side quests here before we get moving with our adventure. And the first thing I'm going to do is glide over to that little island just off the main body of Windfall, because since we lit the lighthouse, I have no magic, of course. Also, there should be a treasure chest there. Why isn't there a treasure chest there? Is there another little island? Oh boy, not this again. I mean, I just started this thing up, and I still have the pictograph I got last time. Maybe it has to be night and the lighthouse has to be on? I don't know. Oh, didn't mean to talk to this guy. Just recently, my missing daughter Milla was returned to me. I didn't think I could ever feel more joyful. Oh, yeah, we heard this already? Could that girl be anyone? Chopped open at night? Yeah, okay. Yeah, so that is something we heard incident already. And incidentally, this guy does have a pig sitting minigame, but you have to give him something first. So I haven't done that yet. First thing I need to do is get some magic, which actually I can do. I can buy a green potion now that crazy Doc Bandom over here is selling them and restoring my magic. I don't think there's really much of another way to restore magic on Windfall Island because it's a civilization instead of like a dungeon or puzzle style island. I'm a bit concerned that that chest disappeared though. Assuming that was where it was supposed to be in the first place. My dog is standing here looking at me, hopefully. Mischief, I can't play with you right now. I'm busy. Believe it or not, I'm working. Is there another little island it could be? No. Huh. Oh boy. Oh, not this guy again. Oh. I wonder if the Rito Postman has already come today. Buddy, stop mailing the letters. These two are here now. I'm so happy. And you, Linda, you're so swell. Thanks to you, Anton and I have grown so close to one another. Thank you so much. Okay. I'm gonna try... Oh, oops. Changing it to night. And let's see if the lighthouse is still working. The windmill is still rotating, or the Ferris wheel, even though the wind is now pointing in a different direction. I guess we gave it enough power. And yep, the lighthouse is on. Okay, so let's see. Let's go... Oh, yep, wouldn't you know it? I guess it has to be nighttime. But yes, there is the chest that we made appear in the last episode. And as we fly over to this here island and get it... It is a piece of heart! That is the 4th piece completing another heart containing your life energy has increased by 1 heart. Yes! Faked you out, didn't it? It's the kind of treasure chest that almost always contains a treasure chart. So there are a couple exceptions, and that is one of them. Now, since it's night, while I'm here actually, what phase is the moon in? Yes, I think I mentioned this before. As you go from night to night, the moon changes its phase. And As you may remember, we want to get a picture of the full moon to help that mopey guy feel better, or at least to get him to trust us. But it's not a full moon tonight. However, I've decided I'm going to give this auction here a shot. 208 rupees, which, if it is in fact the treasure chart this time, might well be enough if I play it right. So, let's give it a go. Awesome! We did it! Okay, yes, we are now done with the auction. Now, there are a couple things I want to mention. The first is something I actually just now discovered, is that independent of you pressing A, the little bar on the bottom of the screen that you have to fill up to bid will fill up just a tiny, tiny bit every second or two. So, if you happen to tap A and get all the way up to the very end, just stopping short and then leaving it, it will eventually reach the end on its own, forcing you to bid, which can break your strategy if you're not expecting it. But that's of no consequence now because we got our treasure chart. And at a somewhat reasonable price, too. Got 80 rupees left. That's alright. Considering I wasn't sure if we were going to make it at all. So let's open this here treasure chart. Okay, is it Dragon Roost? It's either Dragon Roost or Windfall. It might, no, it's Windfall. Okay. Yeah, we'll check that out as we sail away. But before we do that, let's see. I want to return... Oops, wrong way. Not up the ladder. I want to climb up this little staircase here. I want to return to the Hall of Wealth. I was calling it the House of Wealth. It's actually the Hall of Wealth. Via the second floor, because now that some time has passed, I believe Maggie should have probably gotten a letter back by now. Honestly, you just don't understand, do you? Open up your ears. Silence! I'm telling you, we don't allow postmen here. Be gone! Be gone! Don't be ridiculous. I went through great trials and tribulations to go all the way to the Forsaken Fortress and return with Mo's letter. Silence! Be gone! Be gone! Then please, be reasonable. Can you at least sign for the letter? Silence! Be gone! Be gone! Just acknowledge I was here! Silence! Be gone! Be gone! Foolish man, now you've made me angry. I cannot even look you in the face any longer, or I fear I must go somewhere to cool my feathers. Well, what a wretched, unruly postman. I don't know anything about any Mr. Moe in any Forsaken Fortress, and yet he always comes here bringing his letters. Does this Moe think I'll let him lay a hand on my one and only daughter Maggie? I don't care whose letters they are, they will never reach her on my watch. Okay, we might have a problem here with this guy. Let's see, will he have anything else to say about that? What do you need, little urchin? No. Okay. Now, as I've mentioned, with spoils, there's often one person for each thing who you can show it to. Now, I don't know if you can really, how you're really supposed to figure this out, except maybe the idea that Mo gave Maggie a necklace, and then Maggie came home with some strange treasure that made this guy a bunch of money. But if you show this guy your skull necklaces... Eh? This is one of those skull necklaces that my daughter Maggie brought back from the Forsaken Fortress. These sell quite well at antique shops. In fact, it was thanks to these beauties that I became so filthy rich overnight. You're pretty bright for a grubby urchin. Not many people your age can see the value in these skull necklaces. But you know what? If this is all you've got, it's not quite enough for me. Sorry. 20 of them. If you bring me 20 of them, I'll give you quite a gift. I don't suppose an urchin like yourself could scrape up a few more for me? Okay, you jerk. I thought 15 might be enough, but apparently not. Okay, never mind. But let's see if we can't find that postman who was just at the wrath of this guy's snobbishness. Well, I'm not personally a drinker, but I know that a lot of people, when they want to cool down, will go to a bar. And since there's a bar in town, that would be a logical place to look, don't you think? Yep, there's a few people here. Let's see, first there's Mila's dad. My daughter and I have managed to eke out a decent life, and in the process I've realized a great truth. There is something more important than money in the world. I think at long last I've finally come to understand just what true happiness really is. And I'm thankful for it. I'm glad to hear that. Anyway, here's this postman. Oh, it's you. I'm sorry you had to witness me fly off the handle like that at Maggie's house. I'm most embarrassed. That man just... Never mind. To tell you the truth, though, I came to deliver a letter addressed to Maggie from a moblin named Mo, but as you saw, the girl's stubborn father won't permit me to give it to her. What a stubborn, meddling old man, refusing to accept letters from the postman? Who's heard of such nonsense? I went to great trouble to go all the way to the Forsaken Fortress, and it was a most frightening ordeal, let me tell you. If I don't deliver this letter, then I am a failure of the delivery trade. But I have other deliveries waiting to be made. I cannot mope here forever. Actually, though, I have an idea. That old fool may not permit postmen on his premises, but surely he would allow you in the place, would he not? Could you deliver this letter to Maggie in my stead? What do you say? I'll do it. Honestly, you, young man, are a lifesaver. It truly never hurts to ask. I shall leave this letter in your care. Pretty sure that's a violation of a postal code somewhere. It said the letter had a certain stink to it. I forgot to read that out. I'm counting on you to put this in Maggie's hands, and I thank you. Yeah, probably violates some sort of postal code, but honestly, if it makes Maggie's father mad, then I'm happy. And we did promise to help Maggie as well, even though, again, we are dealing with, lest I remind you, a moblin. I do actually, I got sidetracked here. Before I give Maggie this letter, I want to address one more thing with the auction. That some of you may know is that in the HD remake, they add one more item to the auction that you can win. I think, in fact, it's the first item. And it's something called a Swift Sale. It's an upgrade to your regular sale. And in that version of the game, if you get the Swift Sail, you can sail in any direction without the wind slowing you down, the direction of the wind slowing you down. And I think it makes you sail faster in general, particularly when you're sailing with the wind. So it speeds things up and it's very convenient, and it means you don't have to keep changing the direction of the wind every time you want to sail in a different direction. I was actually reading the Legend of Zelda encyclopedia that came out recently today, and I saw it address that they wanted to have something like that, or at least that kind of sailing speed in the original game, the GameCube version that I'm playing, but apparently the GameCube's hardware couldn't load the individual islands quickly enough if you sailed at them too quickly. So they scrapped the idea, but when the Wii U remake came out, they had more powerful hardware and decided to put it back in. Now, I don't know why I equipped bait. I was supposed to equip this letter. Not only the wrong item, but the wrong bag. Is that? Could it be the letter from Mo that I saw in my dreams? Let me read it this instant! This is Mo. I like you, Maggie, so much that I want to eat you for dinner. Did you hear that? Those words. This means... it must mean... Can it be... Is this his marriage proposal? It must be. At last my feelings have been conveyed to Mo. At last he understands how I feel. This is the happiest day of my life. True-de-doo-de-loo-la-loo-la. From here on out, today will be the anniversary of the true love for me and Mo. Oh, it completely slipped my mind. I must thank you for your role in this. To commemorate my anniversary of true love, I give you this. You got a piece of heart. Yeah, that's all well and good. Doo-dee-doo, treasure it always. I don't know how to feel about what we facilitated. I don't know if... Maggie knows Mo better than I do. Maybe that is the way he talks affectionately? Or maybe he does just want to eat her because he is, after all, a moblin. I honestly don't know which interpretation is less disturbing. I really don't. But we got a piece of heart, so let's just walk away and pretend none of that ever happened. Before we leave this island, however, I want to do two things. The first is I am going to keep changing day to night several times until it is a full moon. And I will meet you back here when it is a full moon. Well, we're back. Would you look at that? It is a full moon. And so, if we want to take a picture of something perfectly round and pale, the moon would be a good bet, particularly since that guy can be seen watching the moon at night. And there we go. Of course, it's only during the day that he's moping, so let's go talk to him then and show him the pictograph. Now, you might think that because it's just the moon that a black and white photo would do, because it would still be pale, but no, you have to have the deluxe picture box to complete this quest. Let's find our guy. Here he is. And if we show him this pictograph... Ooh! That's right! That certainly is the pictograph I'm looking for. The correct answer is exactly what you've shown me. The full moon! Unrequited love may have twisted me up inside, but I can still find peace when I gaze at the timeless moon. And in all of her phases, I particularly love gazing at the full moon. I know I caused you a lot of trouble, but Thanks. I really mean it. I want you to have this for all your efforts. Just a little reward for easing the pain of this troubled heart. And he gave us a treasure chart. Well, alright. You know, glad we could help the guy. He's a little strange, but... You know, unrequited love can certainly make you sad. I know. It supposedly has a spot on it that marks where some sunken treasure lies. I don't have a boat, so I can't leave this island to go look for it anyway. Then I'll be asking the night sky to help you find the treasure. Best of luck. Alright, thanks. Seems like he's an okay guy. Okay, so the one other thing that we can do is, unlike some of the other spoils, the skull necklace is actually the one thing... I think it's the only thing, I'm not sure, that you can... that there are multiple people who have a special interest. And one of them is this guy. I think he might have mentioned it somewhere near the beginning of the game. I'll have to go back and check my old videos to see. Because he wasn't talking about, he was just talking about financial advice last time. Oh! Here. Oh, you got that look about you. That look that says you're running into some tight money troubles. Am I right, chum? Got any interest in taking care of my pigs for me? I'll pay cash. Okay, I read a thing that said you had to give him skull necklaces before he would do this. And now that I talked to him... he's just initiating this. I am super confused. Again, but at least he's finally doing it. Okay, gonna have to double check my sources on that. Definitely. Maybe it's because I now have less than 100 rupees? Really? Well, let me explain. I've let 3 pigs loose on this island, but now I'm a little worried about one of them. Is he hungry? Has he gotten sick? Is he lonely? Angry? Depressed? I can't help but worry about him. So I want you to find the little guy and bring him back to me. If you can do it in under 2 minutes, I'll give you some pocket change. As for how you tell this guy apart from the others, well, it's simple, chum. He's the stinky pig. That pig's precious to me. Bring him back here without injuring him and press R to set him down beside me, alright? You ready, chum? Absolutely. I'll do it within 2 minutes. Go! Okay, so we have to find the stinky pig. And I think the only way you can really figure that out... Let's see, can I sneak up on him? The only way you can figure out if it's the stinky pig is by catching him. Which is harder to do than you would think. Okay, let me try this again. Sneak up on him. Maybe crouch, that's right. Crouch. That's how you get up next to... Ah! It worked, but I didn't pick him up. Yeah. Oh, yeah, and I think this is the stinky pig because you see those clouds of aroma, and let's not think too much about what that is. Bring it to the guy. Let's see, was that in enough time? Way to go, chum. I don't know how you figured out how to catch them all. This guy in particular. Oinky oinky, looks like you're full of energy. I guess you didn't need to worry. I guess I didn't need to worry after all. Well, thanks for playing, chum. Oh, yeah. I guess a promise is a promise. I owe you a little pocket change, don't I? All right, hold out your hand, chum. Yep, you get a red rupee. So yeah, you can play this little pig game and get some money. Sure was a good workout for my pig, too. Thanks again, chum. Okay, so I'm really not sure what went on with the whole skull necklaces thing. I really thought that was a big part of it, but I guess not. Anyway, actually, yeah, I'm going to set this way just out of force of habit. We are through for now on Windfall Island. We will be back in time. But I do want to get that one treasure chart before we go, since it is right there. So we will end this episode off by doing that. And then we will continue with our adventure in the next episode. Heading straight for it. About to get there. Can I stop? Let's see. Yeah, okay. And it does matter, incidentally, if you're on the side of it, whether you drop the crane to the left or to the right. Looks like we got it. Oh, God. It was this one. Oh, my gosh. Okay. I remembered that there was a treasure chart that only gave you a green rupee. I didn't think it was the one you had to bid on. I mean, if you want to get all the treasure charts, this is just something you have to do, but... So, I sank, what, 128 rupees? To get 1 rupee. Oh, yeah, that's just cruel. I thought the green rupee one was just one that you would find, so there really wasn't any loss to it. Yeah, okay. I forgot about that. That's just evil. But anyway, now that we have done that, in the next episode, well, the logical first step would actually be to go to Gale Isle, but since I think you can do these in either order, and just about everybody I know has always done Headstone Island first, that is the one I'm gonna do. I think you can do it in either order, but I'm not actually sure. I'll try to confirm that. But yeah, so we are actually going to go to Headstone Island at the start of the next video. So I'll see you then.